It's time for the monthly comic haul adventure. Hey everyone, it's vmcampos comic book fan. Welcome to my latest monthly comic book haul. This is the episode where at the end of the month I show you all the comic books I picked up this whole month. Spoiler alert, there will be spoilers. I'm going to browse the various issues. So therefore you're encouraged to check out your own local comic shops, get the comics yourself, support your local businesses, and support your favorite content creators. If you like this video and all my cool comic book videos, don't hesitate to click the join button right here in YouTube to become part of the VmCrew and keep the channel funded and keep me going. It really helps out. I've got a bunch of first issues to show you, so let's get started. Starting off with Marvel Comics, here we have the latest Star Wars The High Republic, Trial of Shadows. So here's a brand new Star Wars series coming from Marvel. What do you all think about the current timeline of the official Star Wars timeline and stuff? Anyway, the first issue, right off the bat we get this amazing cover, this full page shot right here, and then we get into a sort of a murder mystery. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, don't worry. But here you get a preview of the art and the story and the like. This is the very latest Star Wars High Republic comic in this new sort of direction of Star Wars comics. Okay, not a first issue, but I really wanted to show off this Amazing Spider-Man number 75 with this amazing cover to Amazing Spider-Man number 75. Some big changes are happening in the world of Peter Parker that may or may not, ooh, that's scary, that may or may not be tied to another Spider-Man. But here is a Patrick Gleason cover. His style of webs really blew up last year. And he has another one going on here, which I really like. This is variant cover number 6. And this looks really nice. Black cover with some blue webbing. Oh, I just see it here. It says The Amazing Spider-Man. Ooh, this is even better than before. So we've got some big storylines happening, and we've got Peter Parker and Ben Reilly. Whoops, no more spoilers. So, latest issue. So I got this issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Moving over to the Distinguished Competition, we have this. Now, honestly, this cover looks very familiar, like a previous Francesco Mattina cover. So I kind of don't love that it looks very similar to another Mattina cover. But this is the brand new DC vs. Vampires, issue number 1, variant cover 2 by Francesco Mattina. So we got more of this sort of deceased storyline where it's horror in the world of the DC characters. This one focused on vampires. We'll see if it is as epic as Deceased, because I sort of feel that zombies are scarier than vampires. Yeah, they're going to take your life essence and all of that, but tell me in the comments, am I wrong? Are you more scared about a zombie invasion than a vampire invasion? Well, in any event, here we've got the first issue of DC vs. Vampires. Do you stan Wonder Woman and all her menagerie? So here we have a brand new Nubia and the Amazons, number 1. Beautiful cardstock cover by Micah Sozo. We have Nubia, very cool Dutch angle here, very regal pose, celebrating 80 years of Wonder Woman. And so very good interior art, not just because there's nudity on the first page, but there's very cool realistic art throughout the whole book. It's sort of a mixture of realism plus some cartooniness. There's the full range of possibilities of art styles, which I really love. One of the great aspects of comic books, we can just get so much great artwork and stories. So brand new issue number 1 for you to check out if you're into Wonder Woman. Moving over to Image Comics, the Spawniverse continues to spawn, and here we have Gunslinger Spawn number 1. Now when I pre-ordered this, they didn't have a preview of what the cover was going to look like. I just saw that this was going to be a Robert Kirkman cover, and I thought, Robert Kirkman of The Walking Dead doing a Spawn cover? I'm in! And here it is. So here's a Todd McFarlane, Robert Kirkman variant cover for Gunslinger Spawn number 1. Pretty epic kick there from old Gunslinger himself. And then the interior art over here. So we've got this whole Spawn universe expanding after the momentous 300 issues. of the main Spawn comic. We get a bunch of new characters, bunch of new stories, and here we have just Gunslinger Spawn's tale. So it's the Old West Spawn in the modern times. That looks like it hurt. So Gunslinger Spawn #1, Robert Kirkman variant cover. I was really happy to get a copy of this. This is Halloween Special Hell Cop #1 3D edition. Yes, true believer, this actually comes with a pair of 3D glasses, the classic, I think it's called Anaglyph or something, the classic red and blue glasses that then activate the three-dimensionality here. Now, classically, these 3D comics were just in black and white because the technology didn't quite exist. But nowadays, you can get 3D comics in full color plus 3D. And this was a pretty hefty price, but it's really cool to see comic books in 3D. Still sealed. I'll probably open it at some point. I want to read it. I want to check it out. I actually got 2 copies of it, so I'll probably open one and keep one. Or maybe I'll sell 1 copy over on Whatnot. If you don't know, I'm selling comics over at Whatnot. Check me out on the link below. Flash sales for $1, too good to believe. But you gotta believe it, follow me on Whatnot. Anyway, Hellcop 3D, #1. Moving over to Dark Horse Comics, look at this amazing hyperkinetic cover. No One Left to Fight, Part 2, or Volume 2, #1. The comic you always wanted. So much action going on here. We've got the creative team here of Aubrey Sitterson, Fico Ocio, Raciel Avila, and Taylor Esposito. So the interior art is just as beautiful, just as luminous, just as hyperkinetic. This is Volume 2. I must admit, I missed getting Volume 1, even though I could have sworn that I pre-ordered it. I don't know what happened. I don't remember reading Volume 1. I don't know if I need to have read Volume 1 to know what is going on in Volume 2, but just by this previews that I'm showing here, this is a freaking epic story full of amazing action and characters and colors and everything, so can't wait to fully read this. No One Left to Fight, Volume 2, #1. Another Dark Horse book, The Orville Artifacts, Part 1 of 2. So I really like it when they do just really short series. You can get the full story pretty quickly, and this is 1 of 2. I think that's a lot less common. You usually have 5 or maybe 6. Anyway, the Orville. So at the time that Star Trek Discovery was debuting, the Orville was also debuting. And to be honest, I kind of like the Orville better than Discovery. It took a little while to fully shake off the Family Guy humor of Seth MacFarlane and get it to be a little bit more Star Trek-y. But even from the beginning, I thought it was a very good pastiche of Star Trek. And MacFarlane is a fan of Star Trek, so that was pretty fun. And so here we have a 2-issue series. If you enjoyed the television show, from people that worked on the actual show, so that's cool. From Boom Studios, Do You Dare Enter the House of Slaughter? Now this obviously is the foil variant cover. Let's take a look here. This is 01031, so 3rd variant cover with some amazing foil goodness. The 90s, still having reverberations 30 years later. So I'm all for these gimmick covers. I wish the prices were still in 90s prices, but this is a really cool foil treatment, slightly different than the old days, and it's just really nice to look at it in person. On camera looks fine, but looking at it in person is even better. It's so shiny. In the story, it's a side story related to the Something is Killing the Children universe, and you can check out that story on your own. Tell me in the comments if you enjoyed Something is Killing the Children. That series completely blew up, very, very popular. And here we have this sort of side story, so more to enjoy of this world of these characters. Gotta get the foil variant cover. Moving over to Dynamite, always get the cosplay variant covers. So here we have Purgatory, issue #1, cosplay variant cover. It's interesting to see how Dynamite now is the company that's got the Chaos Comics characters, which would be Purgatory, Evil Ernie, Chastity, etc. Oh, Sheena's also being published soon. I got the Rose Besh cover. Even though I say always get the cosplay covers, I really enjoy the Rose Besh cover for that issue. Coming soon. Anyway, here we have Purgatory, so it's devils and angels and action and all that good stuff. So issue #1 of that, and Jennifer Blood, #1, cosplay variant cover. hardcore action as you like it. So a little bit more of a cartoony interior style, but it's still very mature. And we've got assassins and action and all of that good stuff. Brutal. Anyway, great starting point for fans of the character, and as I always say, get the cosplay covers. Except when they are full of cute puppies. Here we got Red Sonja number 2, the brand new Mirka and Dolfo series. It's a number 2, not a number 1, but I got it for this Tony Fleeks variant cover. If this looks familiar, it might feel like the classic Balto movie. Did you ever watch Balto back in the 90s? And if you're also paying attention to the world of comics, Stray Dogs by Fleeks and Forstner was a very popular 5-issue limited series that came out recently, and there's these sort of stealth Stray Dogs variant covers that are popping up in some of these Dynamite books. So I managed to pick this one up. I believe it was an FOC. Yeah, this is bonus FOC cover O. So there were lots of these variant covers. The story itself is pretty cool. It's Mirka and Dolfo putting her spin on the She-Devil with a Sword mythos of Red Sonja. Very cool art, of course. Lots of action. Lots of promotion on this new Sheena comic. Well, cross-company promotions are a thing. And yeah, there you go. Red Sonja has to retrieve a child on a mission and perhaps open her heart to the child. Those are the Dynamite books I got. Moving over to Oni Press, I picked up a couple of kawaii comics. One of them is Agretsuko Super Fun Special. This is a one-shot. This is such a fun character in a fun world, and the art is so cute. So you get a self-contained book. It feels like it's a few more pages than the normal comic. And if you don't know her, Agretsuko is an office worker that just has a lot of pent-up rage that comes out when she does karaoke. So it's a really fun, cute story. It's also a streaming series, originally from Japan and the like. Really fun series. Contrast that with Dirtbag Rapture, also from Oni Press, is issue number 1. Check out this amazing cover. Just these tones really are cool. Now it is noted there for mature readers, so cover your eyes, kids. This is a second variant cover. It's kind of hard to explain what the story is about. There's supernatural elements that you don't expect coming out of nowhere. The main character is trying to live her life, but then bad stuff happens. It's a cool alternative comic compared to all of the superhero stuff that you might be into, so don't hesitate to try out comics from different publishers for different stories. Shout out to Oni Press. More indie publishers as we wind down the video. Here we have the latest The Cimmerian storyline. This is more of the public domain Conan stories. This one is The Cimmerian Beyond the Black River. These are American reprints of European stories based on Conan the Barbarian, but not the Marvel version, much more violent and uncensored version. There's been a bunch of different artists and writers adapting Robert E. Howard's work into this new generation of comic stories. Very well drawn here. I've been picking up all of these. This is from Ablaze, so very cool of them to be reprinting these in the US. And lastly, Chicken Devil number 1, the mask cut-out variant cover. This is third variant cover. This is from Aftershock. Really what interested in me was this variant cover. It's just such a gimmick. It's so much fun. I don't fully know what the whole story is about, so I'm going to check it out. Very cool interior art. Very stylized. I like that. Don't really know what the story's all about, but I was just sold on the cover. I think it's something about an alternative superhero that has to take matters into his own hands or something, and you can then cut out the mask and become Chicken Devil himself. Actually, let's close the video with this. Yes, the latest issue of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, issue number 9. It has been literally years since issue number 8, and this is a story that I love. Before the Netflix series, Archie Comics was publishing these horror series. With the success of Afterlife with Archie, they branched out into more horror books, and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina was the second title, fully painted by Robert Hack, who follows me on Twitter. Shout out to Robert. And I'm glad that the series is back after such a huge hiatus, and we even have this blurb. Hi, sorry I've been away so long, did you miss me? So I picked this up, and the variant cover, look at that, this nearly virgin variant cover. Look at this Robert Hack art, it is just so amazing. I had to pick up both variant covers. There's going to be a lot of spoilers for issue number 9. You do get a recap over here. And yeah, this is a very, very good, dark, violent, interesting series. I don't want to spoil myself. I haven't even looked at it myself yet. So I'll just show a couple of pages. And this is the Robert Hack art that I'm missing. Plus written by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa after they took off some time from Hollywood to continue the comics. Now this is an homage to an early Sabrina. It might even be Sabrina number 1. After all, she debuted in Archie's Madhouse 22, which I've got a copy of. This says here, Hack after DeCarlo, Dan DeCarlo, famous Archie artist from back in the day. And I'm glad to see Sabrina is back. Tell me which of these two covers you like the best. I think this is the one I would put on my wall because it's just so cool, so evocative, so focused. And then, of course, this one's cool because it's got the homage to the original art. Tell me in the comments which of these two do you like, cover 1 or cover 2? Actually, part 3, let's finish the video for real this time with 10 Years to Death, one shot from Aftershock Comics. Now, this is a prestige, oversized comic. This is a limited edition signed by the creators, although I don't believe there's a certificate of authenticity. No, I didn't sign it myself. It came signed, so that would be nice if we do get a COA somewhere. So this is limited edition, signed, one shot. This is a comic book event. Here's the plot back here. What happens when the murdered becomes the murderer? Inspired by a bone-chilling true story, a newly hired prison guard, a notorious mass murderer finally incarcerated for his crimes, and the death that binds them together. Hefty price tag, but again, this is signed, and huge prestige format. Very cool interior art. Can't wait to check this out. For mature readers, the comic book event of the month. And those were the comic books I picked up this month for October 2021. What did you think? What did you like? What are you picking up? Tell me about it in the comments. What should I be on the lookout for? What are you reading? What are you specking on? Getting any back issues? Did you see my recent dollar bin diving video? If you didn't, scroll back and check it out. If you enjoy this video or any of my other videos, consider joining the VmCrew starting at $1 to keep the channel funded. Us content creators really appreciate it when you smash that like button or whatever terminology you like to use. And better yet, when you're able to pledge and contribute and join in, we love it. Side note, as I said, I'm on Whatnot. I'm selling comic books starting at $1. Catch me on Whatnot. Follow me there for live auctions for a variety of different comics at a great price. Hope to see you there. This has been vmcampos, and I'll see you in the next video.